Alright guys, gals, and everything in between. So after a year-long hiatus, it has just been... Oh, it's so great to be back. It is Christmas for MP27 Reviews. This is your string discussion. Alright, so I am excited. So, Season 3, Episode 1, we are finally here, and it has just been a fantastic ride. And this episode, it's just really an establishing episode. You kind of see where everyone's been, because they take a different direction, as you guys saw, with the show. Which is, it takes place a little while later. This isn't right after the end of Season 2, which quite frankly left an insane cliffhanger. Well, we don't really get to know what happened in that insane cliffhanger, but we kind of do. It just sort of, they went and did things. They went to markets and bought stuff. I wish I could have bought stuff with my promo code for the Season 2 Blu-ray of The Strain, but yeah, that didn't work, because apparently you can't buy shirts because they don't want you to buy official marketing for the Strain marketing that they just gave you with marketing. But I digress. We establish it about 2-3 months later or so, and New York has some spots that are under control. The battle for Red Hook was really difficult on us, but we as a military are fighting back, and we have civilians now we've established, because Justine Feraldo was talking to F, and apparently the bacteria that they were using to fight the Strigoi and kill them is now only at about 70% proficiency. So it's not as good as it used to be. And now that's really bothering F. He's going to his old house to wait for Zack, because Zack, the worst character that we have in the Strain, is now with his mother. And we established that, and I don't understand how he can't fathom that she's past the deep end, because she's so obviously evil and he's so obviously stupid. I digress. Mostly the meat of the episode revolves around Justine Feraldo basically talking to our people, our main characters. Satrakian and Quinlan are trying to decipher the book and figure out with the Oxidolumin how can they defeat said crisis. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the Strain Season 1 and 2 and you're new to this, and you want to know what the Oxidolumin is, it is basically the Necronomicon. So that's just the best way I can put it. It's a book that's kind of evil but kind of good, that tells you how to stop vampires. It's basically the Necronomicon for vampires. One thing I really liked in this episode was we particularly see Fett and Satrakian's relationship, because you can really now solidly see more that Fett and Satrakian are really trying to build this bond, and Fett sees him as kind of like a father figure. Satrakian really is so focused on his task, he's not paying attention to it, and I think that's going to come back to bite him at some point, because he's not really paying attention to him, and you can see it really hurts Fett, because Fett is so proud. He's like, look, I am hunting vampires, and we are going to go take the Marines, and we are going to kick their asses, and it's going to be awesome. Fett, fighting in this whole conflict, is now working with the Marines with Feraldo, who's kind of serving as the Nick Fury of the Strain universe, as I'm discovering, because she's just sort of assembling these people again who were already together, but she's reassembling them, so it's... you get my point. One of the best parts is the aliens segment. I feel bad. James Cameron set the bar so high that anytime someone brings a squad of Marines into a monster movie or a monster show and it's in like dark corridor areas, it's aliens. I loved that personally, that we had our alien segment, and the Marines are going through and Fett's sitting there, and he's like, alright, we gotta go get him. And Icor starts to get away, and they're telling him, no, it's all tense and great, and they do a perfect job of explaining the Master, and how the Master just sort of shows up, and they do some pretty cool, like, gotcha moments where you'll see, like, someone moving through with their rifle, and the Master just pops up next to their face. You saw some of it in the trailer. That fight scene is intense. And Fett, with his amazing rebar, now all of a sudden, he picks up a big machine gun, and you can just see it on his face, and it's one of the best parts of the episode, is where he just blows away like two Strigoi and just looks at the gun for a moment and kind of just goes, alright, I can do this. runs down there, starts mowing down Strigoi. The Marines are dying because they're not main characters. Not much happened, but that's okay. We got an amazing little action segment that was kind of intense. Quinlan and Satrakian, you can tell, still can't trust each other, which they're never going to trust each other, let's be real. And if you've read the books, you know that things have to keep progressing. And I'm very interested to know why Dutch wasn't featured in this episode, and I still want to see where they're going without Nora, because rest in peace, Nora's not, the real actress didn't die, but Nora died, and it affected me. And I just want to see where that goes, because she was a very prevalent character in the show. So, all in all, I liked this episode as an establishment episode. It felt kind of like they were rejuvenating it. The color palettes, as always, Del Toro did an amazing job, and in general, the action was well filmed, the military moving through was perfectly intense, and the visuals of the Strigoi using their stingers that are amazing and just are great. So, I really like this episode. I want to see more, of course, and is that such a bad thing? Because it left me wanting more. It just sort of ended abruptly, too, because F was just sort of surrounded by our creepy spider people that were awesome in the last one in Creepy, and then, you know, his ex-wife comes in and it's just like, yeah, I want the book, and I have your kid, so deal with it. Master rules. Mic drop. And we just have to wait a week, which is why I so am regretting this isn't a Netflix show right now. So, anyways, did you guys like it? Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know I got these Strain videos for you. You guys love them. I got them for you. Love you guys.